Hey guys, it's Leo with Dreaming Tree, and in this video we're going to put together this box card that you see here. So I have my pieces here, so let's take a look at them. And first thing we're going to do is just begin by kind of piecing things together before we start creating the actual card itself. We want to get all these pieces in now while it's easy to work with. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is put the piecings on for our red piece here. And you also probably want to just fold that over just to have it folded over. And my suggestion would be to start with the little tail here of the rocket, also this piece here, then do the interior pieces, okay? And then do the cloud part. One thing to keep in mind about the cloud is that there is a little bit of a border at the top here, but no border here, okay? So just get this piece ready. The piece behind it, this piece here, doesn't actually have any embellishments. It's just a dimensional piece that just sits right behind it. You can see the final version here. There's actually nothing on that piece there, okay? So we have the two inserts ready to go. We can go ahead and put together the actual box itself, okay? So this is the back of the box, and we do actually want to get all the pieces for that in place before we construct the box itself. So let me just show you how this piece actually works, okay? So this piece here is going to get glued on like so. And let me just show you here. Just kind of use this curve here as a guide, okay? Also, you want to make sure that you kind of fold these in and use that to determine just how far over this goes, okay? Because this piece is going to be bent like this, and it should still be pretty flush, okay? So you're going to get that glued into place. So let's go ahead and get that glued, okay? Let's just scoot that. Just make sure that it's flush at the bottom. Okay, and just kind of push that over to the right there and get that in place. Okay, that looks good. And the next piece is this little piece here. And there's a little circle here that you can use as a guide because there's a circle there. So get that matched up there. Make sure that it's flush here and that you kind of follow the curve there. Okay, so get that in place. Try to get the glue out to the edge as best as you can. And again, just use that little hole there as a guide and just glue that down. Okay, and then the top part here, you can pretty much figure out how that works because you've got the planet there. So yeah, that's going to go like that. Okay, so go ahead and put glue on the back of this piece. And let's get that glued down. So there's a few holes here and there that kind of help you with the alignment, just to make sure that you can't get it wrong. Okay, so that's that. Then we have this little piece that's going to go right here. There's that little line there in the center of the planet. You're going to cover that up like so. So I'm not actually going to glue these down. I just want to show you kind of where they go. You've got this planet that's going to go right here. It should basically pretty much fit like a little puzzle piece. Okay, so that's going to go there. And then you have a series of stars, and we've actually got little, they're like almost like two-thirds of a triangle here cut in that kind of show you where these stars go, just to make sure that you get the placement right. Okay, so you just want to go ahead and place those stars in their appropriate locations. Okay, like so. And the two smallest stars that you get out of your cutout, those are going to be used for the front of the box. So you can see I have two little stars left here. Those are going to be for the front of the box here. Okay, so hold on to those. And that's pretty much it. So I'm not going to glue those down because it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to get those out of the way for now. Okay, and now we can go ahead and put together the front of the box and the side of the box. So let's do that. So you want to go ahead and fold this at the score marks. Okay. All right, so it's going to be kind of like this. And what we want to do is this piece here where it says party, that's going to get glued onto the front. Just want to make sure that you have a nice even border going all the way around it. Okay, so get a nice amount of glue towards the center of this piece, and then also work a very thin line of glue or little dots of glue out to the edge, because we want to make sure that we don't have any corners lifting up off the card when we give it to whoever is going to get this super fun card. Now this is actually, this is an invitation. If you wanted to, you could get rid of this word party and put happy birthday on there. You could stamp something on there. You could do a lot of things with it, so completely up to you. Now, the next thing you want to do is glue these pieces here, like that, and then put the clouds on top. And what's going to happen is this is going to be flush at the bottom, and there's going to be a little bit of a red or whatever color, in your case, border going around there. And the border is slightly uneven in some parts, which is by design, but that's what it's going to look like. So this piece is going to get glued here, and you want to make sure that this red part is flush with the green part. Okay, so that's going to look like that. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Flush at the bottom, a little bit of a border above, and then flush up here. Okay, so you're going to get that glued into place. And then we have the cloud that goes on the front. Okay, and again, it's going to be flush here at the bottom, but there's going to be a bit of a border at the top. So you're going to glue this piece to this piece. Okay, and then we're going to take this entire thing. So let me do that, because this one is just kind of requires that you kind of visually place this. There's no specific marker for this one. So again, flush at the bottom, a bit of a border at the top. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then what we want to do, just kind of visualize where this is going to sit. I'm going to fold this in. Okay, and that looks about right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and put glue on the bottom of this, and then just a little bit to the next two little clouds there, little puffs, and then maybe halfway to the third little puff. Okay, and then center that middle puff in the center of the front there, and just push down until you got a good grip. Shouldn't have any glue showing through there. And that is pretty much it for that. And then you have the two little stars that you can just glue into these little corners here. Okay. So that's pretty much it as far as getting the card ready for its final assembly. Now, what we did with this guy here, we added some rhinestones to the front of the card here. And then if you want, you can go ahead with some liquid pearls or some stickles. You can go ahead and add some more little decorative touches to your card. I really like using the liquid pearls instead of actual embellishments, especially when they're small, because you can just get a lot more done with very little work. Using tiny little embellishments sometimes can be difficult. Here are a couple more little places where you can add some liquid pearls, or you could even do this with you know, a marker or pretty much whatever. I really like, these are actually glitter stickles, since it's like a space/alien sort of thing. I really like having a lot of lights, I guess. I think it just looks really cool to add whatever sort of reflective or I don't know, just colors and shiny things, I guess, with you know, alien type stuff. So anyway, so you get the idea, and these stickles are kind of, I don't know, I think the liquid pearls are a little easier to work with, but you get the idea, and that's some of the little places where you can add more of a little decorative touch. And of course, obviously, you're going to want to let this dry before you put it together if you decide to use that sort of thing. But let's go ahead at this point. I'm going to let that dry for a second, and we can go ahead and start putting together the actual structure of the card itself. Okay, so we've got this piece here and this piece here, and what we're going to do is we're going to put glue on this tab here, and as usual, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I'm getting that glue out to the edge there, because I like my stuff perfect. Okay, and can actually go ahead and I'm going to lay it down like this. I'm just going to line it up flush with the bottom and just kind of push it up against that piece there and push that down and glue that tab into place. Okay, give it a few seconds to grip. Okay, and then you should be able to fold this flat like that and get this piece glued into place as well. So I'm just going to lift this up for a second. And I'm going to put the glue on this tab here. Spread that glue out to the edge there. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and push that down. Now the idea with these box cards is that, you know, they're going to fold flat. So when you're doing the assembly for this box, for the actual box itself, just make sure that it does fold flat. So I would glue this piece flat. That's going to ensure that it will in fact fold flat. Okay, so there we go. We've got the main structure here, like so. And then all it's really left to do is put our little inserts in. So we can go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the back insert first, since it may be a little more difficult to work with the front one. And just go ahead and put a little bit of glue on both of these little panels here, these tabs, and you're going to want these little tabs here facing away from you. Okay, so let's fold those in, and let's try to fold this like so, so that as we're placing this in there, we don't get any glue anywhere. Keep that flat on your surface, use your surface as a guide, and push it back as far as you can. Okay, and then go ahead and push the tabs to the side of the box. And once it's got somewhat of a hold, you can go ahead and fold it and push down just to make sure that it gets a good grip. Okay. And just make sure that you give it ample time to dry. Otherwise, when you try to move it back and forth like that, it may pull apart. Okay, so I definitely didn't give it enough time. I would give it at least a minute before you start wiggling it back and forth too much. Okay, but you get the idea. That's how that piece is going to work. And then finally, we have the red piece here. Okay, and we're going to put glue on this side. So you're going to fold this towards you, and you're going to put glue on this piece here on that side. You're going to do the same thing here. Okay. Then we're going to do the same thing, just kind of bend it a little bit so that as you're putting it in, you don't get any glue in places you don't want glue. Push this as far forward as you can go, and then get that adhered to the side. Maybe just start with the top inch or so, just kind of squeeze there, and then kind of work the bottom a little bit. Just making sure that that's as close to the front should be butting up against the front basically. Those little tabs, okay? Just push that down. And then again, as you're working with this, you should be able to fold it, okay, in both directions, okay? And there's your box card. Okay, now as you can see, I didn't let my stickles dry, and that's what happens. And I've done that on numerous projects, so make sure that if you're using liquid pearls, you give them time to dry before you do anything at all in that area. Okay, but there's your box card. Again, this one's a little bit incomplete because I didn't put some of the little smaller pieces on there, but this is the final one that you saw on the website, okay? And we also have an envelope that goes with this. And it's pretty straightforward. It's actually a very easy piece to put together. We have this piece here that's got this little ring that goes around the planet. So you want to get that glued into place right there. Okay, so go ahead and get that glued. We've got the color panel that goes on the inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to put glue on the inside here, just kind of going around this pattern here. And you may want to just add little dots by the details and then get some glue out and pop that down. You kind of want to get it centered as best as you can. Okay, so that's what it should look like. And of course, again, yours is going to have a little planet on there. Okay. And go ahead and fold this tab, and then we have this envelope here, these two pieces I should say. And what we're going to do is, first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue the flap to the top and get a nice bit of glue on there, and I am going to smear that glue out to the edge, doing it at an angle, just to make sure that it's nice and seamless. I know I sound like a broken record when I say that, but we're going to glue that to the area of this large piece that doesn't have a tab. Okay, so we're just going to glue that down like so. Okay, then we're going to grab this piece. As you can see, it's kind of curved up like that. That's going to be the top. So this piece is going to go down here, get glued to this tab. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on this tab here. And same thing, I'm just going to spread that glue out to the edge. Okay. And just going to get that glued into place. I'm just getting it lined up. I'm going to push it down. Give it a few seconds to dry. Okay. And then we're going to fold these in. And we're going to put glue on these tabs here. Okay, again, get some glue out to the edge there. I went a little nuts there. Okay, and you're just going to fold that over and let it dry. Okay, so there's your envelope and your card. Should fit in there perfectly. Now this thing's not completely dry, so I'm not even going to try to attempt it, but you get the idea. Give this a few extra minutes to dry. Your card will fit in there perfectly, and you've got yourself a great little card for a boy's birthday. It could be used as an invitation. And with your cutting software, you can go in and alter this front panel. You can stamp, write something on it, or you can even write on the back. So it's completely up to you. But it's very unique, super cute, and not very difficult to put together. So hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.
Stay on top of all things Dreaming Tree and engage with us today. Get the latest news and enter in our giveaways on Facebook. Get inspired by following us on Pinterest. Be the first to see our new product launches on Instagram. Do you prefer Twitter? Yep, we're there too. Watch our beautiful product trailers and assembly tutorials on YouTube. For more information, visit www.3dsvg.com. Live, craft, love, and dream.